die. I keep boys by my side. CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Cold, these brothers my guys. Know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys. Know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. CJ Ike, now I gotta ride or die.
Boom, boom, boom. This is Jared and I'm back. Hey guys, man, I'm super excited to have you guys come on board this crazy train. All right, we've got a great show tonight. All right, every week I have an opportunity, all right, to spotlight a warrior's story. And I'm excited to tell this story tonight. I really am. All right, so man, we're going to get this rolling, but I'm your host. All right, Jared A. Brown from the Warriors Quest show. All right, and I'm asking for your help. All right, please subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you can continue to hear these warrior stories and help give support and encouragement and like our Facebook page. But also, all right, don't be stingy. All right, please don't be stingy. Share. All right, let's get this going. All right. Hey, hello, James. Thanks for watching, my brother. I appreciate your support. It's great to see you, man. I watch your shows, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate your support. All right. Nina's watching. Thanks, Nina. We've got so many good people. And I even have Sam. Sam, what is up? Sam Jennings in the house. Hey, we've got Lisa Baxter as well. Man, we've got some great people. Thank you for sharing. All right, man. Jonathan, what is up, my friend? Jonathan Taylor. All right, Jonathan Taylor, thanks for sharing. What is good, Jonathan? All right, and we've got some sharing people. Sharing is caring. They're caring as well, so it's awesome. Smash that share button. All right. Let me see if I can get that. Let's see if I can get that hammer. Where's that hammer? All right, let's smash it. Where's that? There it is. Or smash it. All right, smash that share button. Let's get this out there to the masses. All right. Anybody who doesn't share can kiss our. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. So everyone, all right, I'm going to bring a really, really, all right, exciting co-host. I've had her on the Warriors Quest show recently. She brings a lot of excitement, a lot of positivity. And hey, Steve Belcher, what is up, my brother? And I'm excited to have her as a co-host. All right, she does bring so much excitement, so much positive, so many great vibes. And so Kendra B is my co-host tonight. All right, Kendra B, I'm bringing on a great co-host. So give her a very warm Warriors Quest show welcome, everybody, and drop a comment. All right, drop it like it's a comment. All right, drop it like it's a comment. All right, Candy. What am I, figging pudding? Candy, you're not pudding. All right, you're as sweet as pudding. You know, I think you're as sweet as pudding. Thank you for watching, Candy. Even your name is sweet, Candy. You know I've got a love and support for you. I needed that laugh. All right, so I needed that laugh. Well, of course you need laugh. Everybody needs laughs. All right, it's very encouraging. So we're gonna bring awareness, and we're gonna talk about support, encouragement, but we're also gonna do it with some jokes here and there. We're gonna make it somewhat lighthearted because I gotta entertain. I just hurt my thumb because I shared so much. I love it. All right. If you guys sprain your thumbs by sharing too much, all right, then we can always get a doctor. All right, I'll find one pro bono. All right, so man, here I go. I'm gonna bring a co-host on, and we're gonna rock this. All right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this rock and roll style. We're gonna have some fun. All right, so here we go. You know how we do. All right, we do a co-host video intro. So she gets her very special co-host video intro. All right. All right, here we go. Kendra. What is up, Kendra? Kendra in the house.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm doing great. You know, I just had Nina. I'm gonna show the comment. Love your hair, looking good. Don't say ugly mug either. I say that a lot. I joke around. But so thanks for noticing my hair. So funny thing is that when the pandemic started, you know, remember, Kendra, when the barbers and everything all shut down, right? Well, when that started, I started clipping my own hair, you know, and I started, you know, and I just kind of.
You're doing a very good job.
Well, I've started to grow it out, you know, and so this is as long as it's been since the pandemic. So I was putting it at like 0 on the sides and the back, and the top was like more like a number 1, you know. And so I've kept it really short, you know. But this is as long as I've gotten it, and I've actually haven't trimmed my beard in like maybe a week and a half. But so here we are. I know, right? Yeah, but so here we are. But Kendra, man, thanks for sharing and tagging me on that photo. I didn't forget. You tagged me on that photo.
Yes,
you did. Yeah.
I didn't forget. And they were so
you did.
good.
Yeah, I was totally jealous. So jealous. And I'm glad to have you on as a co-host. Even James has said I've been cutting mine myself since COVID, so I'm not the only one. Yeah. So that's funny. Yeah. And here we go. I haven't had my haircut in 2 years. I know. Yeah. So anybody who else is in the hair club? Yeah. Give me that blouse, Kendra. She likes your blouse.
Oh, sure, you can have it.
Yeah, Lisa Baxter likes your blouse. So I'm so smooth. Okay, man, Jonathan, man, you're my new best friend. All right, you've been a good friend of mine for a while already, but I love that. Thanks for the comment. So we've got, man, I love the comments. Keep dropping the comments because this makes it more visible. All right, and we're gonna hear a great story. So Candy, all right, Candy has connected me with our guest, and Kendra, the thing about May is I wanted to try to line up as many people as possible that I could find in the lupus community. And when I was doing that, all right, Candy was watching, and she got me connected to our guest. And this guest has been through so many different things. It's incredible. And so what I'd like, okay, everybody who hears this story, please comment if something in her story inspires you, or if something in her story you can relate to, or something. All right, this is going to be something that you're going to want to comment about. This is going to be something you want to share this video, because it's pretty incredible. Every story is incredible. I want to say that because I don't want to discount.
I'm ready to hear
I
it.
know. I mean, your story was incredible. I mean, everybody that I've ever had as a guest has had an incredible story. But I know, yeah, Silver Fox. That's right. I'm sly as a fox. I'm always in denial. I always say that it's white, not not gray. But whatever's, it's all good. My wife's. I know my wife says I look distinguished, so I'll take that.
Right, that's all that matters.
Yeah, right. So anyway, I'm going to introduce her a little bit. We've got Malaika Hamlin, okay, is our guest, and I'm going to bring her on. And Sam, I've got the Stinkbot channel, man. I want to say big ups to the Stinkbot channel, by the way, because this is the first time I've seen I think I said stink, my bad. Stickbot channel, if that's pronounced well. Thank you for watching for the first time. I've never seen the Stickbot channel tune in. So thank you for watching. Hopefully maybe Sam has introduced the Stickbot channel to our broadcast. But anyway, so I'm gonna have her come on now. We're gonna give her a VIP video intro, Kendra. You know how we do. So
right,
we're gonna do that, and then please chime in, anybody. Kendra, if you've got questions, let's make this interactive, and let's make this fun, and let's get more awareness. Let's get more support, encouragement, hope. All right, and let's make sure we all get inspired tonight. That's my hope. All right, so I'm gonna do this now. I'm gonna bring on a Malaika. All right, thank you, Candy, by the way, for connecting me with Malaika. All right, so here we go. Everybody give her a warm Warriors Quest welcome. Drop some comments. I want to see welcome Malaika in the comment section, please. Here we go, VIP. Welcome, Malaika.
Hello.
Hi. So, Kendra, I'm gonna have us play musical chairs for a moment. I'm gonna put her in the middle, okay? In one moment.
Move me.
All right, here we go. There we go, musical chairs. That didn't hurt though, right?
No. Nope, not at all.
All right, I moved you guys around. I'm strong. I was moving you guys around. And so, Malaika, man, thank you so much for coming on the Warriors Quest show. I didn't want to give too much information because I know that Candy, sweet gal, by the way. I love Candy. She's so nice, and she's a great supporter of mine, you home. And she had connected us, obviously, and she's given me a little info. But what I'd like to do is have you introduce yourself. Tell us where you come from, where you grew up. Give us a little introduction about, how your story has kind of started, because you have an interesting story where you've been through so much. And so everybody wants to hear it. I want to hear it. Kendra does, right, Kendra?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm waiting.
All right. So what I'm going to do with Malaika is I'm going to put you solo, but we can still hear you. You can hear us, okay?
Okay.
All right. So tell us where this all started, where you grew up, maybe what prompted you to go on your career path, and let's kind of start from there.
I am from Pittsburgh. I grew up here. And I spent some time in Hilton Head, South Carolina for a couple years, and then came back to Pittsburgh. And I had a son when I was in South Carolina. And when I came home, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I saw a commercial for Surge Tech School and decided to try. So I went to school. That's where I met Candy and a lot of other great classmates and things like that. And school went great. I absolutely loved it. I loved working as a surge tech. And then things just kind of started getting wonky with me. First I just started passing out for no reason.
Wow.
My son, who was small at the time, and my mom found me on the floor a few times. We didn't know what was going on, so my doctor sent me to see a neurologist.
Okay.
And the neurologist ran tests and said, well, it's not your brain, so let's send you to a cardiologist. So I went to see a cardiologist, and they did all kinds of tests, and they did something called a tilt table test, and found out that I have vasovagal syncope, which means that my blood pressure will, for no reason, skyrocket and then plummet, causing me to pass out. So they put me on some medicine, and okay, so that's one problem. Then I started having problems. Blood work was kind of weird. Found out my thyroid was bad, and then found that there was a huge goiter on my thyroid. So they had to remove my thyroid. So, okay, that's still really not all that bad. But then I just started feeling tired for no reason. And just no matter how much sleep I got or no matter what I did, I was just fully tired. Like, it wasn't just your normal, okay, I can go to sleep, take a nap. It's just everything I did exhausted me. And we could not figure out why. I have a good friend named Eve who has lupus. And she said, it kind of sounds like maybe you have lupus. And I said, oh, no, I don't have those problems. So my PCP sent me to see a rheumatologist. So he first tested me for lupus, and it was actually negative. But I was positive for fibromyalgia and rheumatoid arthritis. Then they did a lip biopsy and found out I also have Sjogren's. But I was just kind of, a couple points away from having lupus. So, all of this then affected my asthma. I've had asthma since I was 16. Then I found out I had COPD, and I was constantly in the hospital and just still tired. I just could not do anything, and I have just seen so many doctors, and then it started affecting everything. And, I had a bone in my foot separate for just no reason. Had to have 2 surgeries on that. I've had issues with my thumb. I recently had an actual a bone fusion, a screw put in. I've actually had a total of 27 surgeries for different
27?
Goodness.
27.
Wow.
Yes, and most of those have happened since I've been diagnosed. It's just everything has been affected. And then in 2015 was the last time they checked me for lupus, and my test results were positive. But it wasn't really a surprise. My roomie said, I was on that way anyway. So, but it's just, it affects everything. And I'm, I've been doing well compared to some people. My friend Eve she's like really bad. But within the last 6 months or so, it has started to affect my kidneys and my liver, which again, we knew was coming, but it's just, it affects all aspects of my life, and the lupus causes the Sjogren's to be bad and causes the RA to be bad.
Sounds like a chain reaction.
Yes. So, and between the Sjogren's and lupus can cause hair loss. So last November, I had lost so much hair. My sister actually shaved my head for me. And I recently saw a dermatologist, and he's actually injecting steroids into my scalp to help my hair grow back because I still have bald spots from the lupus. I am currently waiting to get my 9 remaining teeth removed, because between the Sjogren's and the lupus, my teeth just started rotting out. I mean, literally in pieces. They were just falling out of my mouth. So I'm waiting. We have to wait for the insurance to approve it, because it has to be medically
that must be
necessary.
frustrating. It must be very discouraging.
Really, if somebody had told me that at 47 I would need dentures and be almost bald, I would not have believed it. But it's been rough. I was depressed for a while. I went to see a therapist. My doctor put me on some medicine. You know, it's hard when all of this began. My son was only, let's see, it was 2013. So my son was, I can't do math. Was that 8 years ago? So 5, 6. So it's really hard to try to take care of him and to try to take care of myself. And he
but you're doing it. You are doing it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was hard for him when he was smaller. You know, there were a lot of, you know, Mommy, are you going to be okay? Mommy, don't die. Mommy's in the hospital again, you know. But, and it's a shame he had to grow up with that. You know, I think it made him grow up faster than it probably should have. But now, you know, he's at the point where he understands and he helps take care of me when I need it. And
wow.
So yeah.
How do you think that maybe is kind of cemented or helped your bond because of what's going on with you?
Yeah, I really do. It's just we've spent more time together. You know, there's times where I can't get out of bed, like just physically cannot get out of bed.
Yeah.
He'll sit up here with me, or we'll watch movies or play card games, and so yeah, that has absolutely helped.
Wow. So Kendra, anything here that she's saying that maybe sounds familiar? Have you gone through any of this with your lupus?
Well, I totally understand the hair falling out. My hair fell out when my kidneys failed, and I wore wigs for like 2 years, and I was like, I don't want to wear wigs anymore. I didn't care anymore. I just, you know, you take me as I am, or
Right.
not all. And I just like, my hair still hasn't grown back to what I had before my kidneys failed, and I just rock my little fro. I'm not gonna
Nice.
cover it up, just, you know.
Yeah.
But yes, I've
Just
had
do
that.
you.
I have a friend with lupus that actually her teeth have fallen out. Yeah, lupus is something. It's
Wow.
It's like the big thing that causes so many other little things,
Right.
and everything is just it's no fun. But yeah, I can imagine what you're going through, and I don't even have children, so
right.
I can only imagine what your son went through, and like you said, but it made you guys stronger. So now you have a stronger bond, you know.
Yeah.
He knows if I take care of mommy, mommy's gonna take care of me.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can only imagine that how that may have, you know, kind of helped you become closer, because sometimes I know that for me, that when hard things happen and then I get through it, that my wife and I, or my son and I, are, as a family, you know, we get closer. And so, man, I can only imagine. So, you know, James here is asking how old your son is now.
He is 14.
Okay, 14. Okay. And so, and how old was he when you first were diagnosed with lupus?
Well, with the lupus, because it was that was 2015, so 6 years ago, he was 8.
Okay.
So, but when everything kind of started falling apart, he was like,
right. That happens sooner, and that's
and
that's kind of been the common denominator when I've spoken with anybody with lupus, is that it's sometimes several months to sometimes several years before you actually get a clean diagnosis that it is lupus. You know, and that's man, that's very discouraging, because you're still during that process, before they, you know, almost indubitably say, hey, it's lupus, you're still going through these ailments, and you're going through the pain and joint pain, you know, the headaches and all these other different things. But you're not necessarily at that point until they do that, you know, labeled lupus, you know, and it's so, but you're going through all that. So it's definitely a journey. And man, the teeth, and the hair and everything. But what I do like is what Kendra has stated, and that's what Kendra. That's one of the reasons why I reached out to you and asked you to come on, because I love your personality and the way you unapologetically just say, "Hey, I'm Kendra," and that's
Yeah.
you. Yeah,
I've
and
had to. Yeah, you have to put on like a tough armor sometimes,
Yeah.
and it's hard. But once you realize, like, I can't care what anyone else thinks or worry about what anyone else says. You keep going. You have
Yeah.
to, because there's so many people out here that are so cruel, and doctors even, they can tell you one thing, and you just have to always look for the positive in everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
so tell me a little bit more about when you had been diagnosed with lupus, and then you started moving forward. How did this start to affect you? Because how did it affect like your work, and how did this start to affect your life in different ways besides just the way you felt and physically and emotionally? Because it must not have been easy with what you're going through to be able to have all the same things going on in your life that you had before. How did that change your life?
I actually went on disability in 2012, um, because I was actually spending the majority of my time in the hospital. So, with everything I had, it's the unpredictability of it. Some
Okay.
days I wake up and it's almost like I'm normal again. I won't say I'm pain free. I haven't had a pain free day in I don't even know how long, but
Right.
I feel good enough that I could be productive. I can wash clothes, or I can, cook a bigger meal or clean or something. And then 20 minutes later, I'm in bed because it kind of just hits, the achiness and just the fatigue. It just can kind of come out of nowhere. And, and then they give you this medicine, and then they give you this medicine. And then you have to get this medicine to help the side effects from this medicine.
Oh,
And
wow.
then you have
Yeah.
to take this one
To
to
cancel
help.
out that one.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm currently on 17 daily medications. I
All right.
think 17, and it's just crazy. I mean,
Hmm.
I need time out of my week just to fill my pill case, which
Yeah.
Wow.
is
That's a
ridiculous.
part-time
But
job, huh?
it is. It takes me at least 45 minutes just to fill my pill case each week. And there are times I'm too tired to do that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just, it doesn't get done. I mean, and some people look at you kind of weird when you're like, oh, I couldn't even take a shower today. And they're just kind of like, what? If you don't have the energy to get out of bed,
Oh yeah.
you don't have the energy to take a shower. I know you can understand that. And it's just
Hmm.
like, I'm lucky I got up and got dressed. I'm not in my
Right.
pajamas anymore. You know, I just, you kind of have to decide what you're going to do,
What's the
you
most
know,
important thing?
exactly.
Yeah.
So, if I
Right.
have something that has to be done for my son, I'm not wasting energy on
Hmm.
taking a shower, throwing on a wig, throwing on makeup. Like you said, you get me as you get me. Sweats,
Yeah.
Hmm.
whatever. I will go do what's important. But it was just, it was just such a drastic change because I really did love my job. Like I loved it. I loved school. I loved, just the whole. I've always loved medicine, and it was just
Okay.
this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my
Mm-hmm.
life. And then it was just kind of like, no, I barely even got a year out of it, and
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not considered permanently disabled,
Hmm.
I'm still paying school loans
Oh my
for a job
gosh.
that I've always had.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it's just every day there's some kind of reminder, and you just kind of got to deal with it. I mean,
Yeah.
I do unlike some people, I have a fantastic support system. My mom and my dad, I had to move back home. I'm living with my parents, and my sister who lives out of state. But if it wasn't for them, I just don't know where I would be at this point.
I can only imagine because in many cases, I know it is for me that what I do for a living in many ways can help me kind of define who I am. We do that a lot as people, and then when you're helping people, like you were helping people, and that's your nature, for as an example, and then if that's taken away, then part of your identity is a little bit, taken away, and then
Yes.
you almost have to find yourself again because you're a little lost, and so there's an emotional sort of chaos there on top of the physical, things that are going on.
Yes.
So it must have been an emotional roller coaster that way, where you're, you know, kind of taken out of your normal sort of routine, and then
Yeah.
and from what I'm understanding now, you've got reminders, of a life that you used to have, and that must be tough.
Yeah.
So, what are some things that you do to smile and to stay as positive? Because, man, life can hit you hard. I know it can hit me hard, and and all of these warriors, lupus warriors, kidney warriors, everybody that I talk to has had such a hard journey, and yet some of these people that are chiming in today, Nina, Lisa, Candy, a lot of them, all right, they've been so supportive of you and everybody else. That support, in my opinion, is great. And how are you getting support, encouragement, and how are you finding smiles from the people that you love? Or how are you getting through a bad day? What are some things that you do?
Well, I actually started baking.
All right,
Um,
Kendra.
I like to eat.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
saw you smile, Kendra.
I love, love, love to bake. And if I go in the kitchen and start baking, everything is good. I don't,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about anything. I'm not stressed. My son helps me if there's days where it's too hard for me to put things in and out of the oven. And he actually helped me tonight to bake some cookies. But
What
I
kind?
bake, I read. If necessary, I will go in my mom's room and vent. I'll text my sister and vent, or she'll send me a goofy GIF or a meme
Nice.
or something. But it's just I just kind of have to find ways because for a while it just seemed like there was no way I was going to be happy. Like
Yeah.
it just, I mean, I was at the point where I thought, well, I'll be everybody will be better off if I'm gone. My sister will take care of my son. Nobody has to worry about watching me be sick. You know, why am I here? I don't like this. And I um, told my sister about it, and she's like, you need to get some help. And, thankfully I did. But, when you go from just being vibrant and active and you can do whatever you want to not being able to do anything. And for a year, I lost my driver's license before they could figure out what was going on with me fainting. So, and I love to drive. I had no driver's license. So we're, depending on other people. Um, my parents were actually in Texas when it happened. So it was my son and me. And now I'm like, okay, well, how do we get anywhere? So we started taking the bus everywhere. So it was our new adventure. We'll walk, we'll take the bus. And, but that was just another thing. Like, now I can't even drive. This is ridiculous. What else is this going to take from me?
Right.
And, it just seemed like that was my question for a while. What else am I going to lose here?
Mm-hmm.
What else am I going to lose? Oh, okay. Well, this. All right. Well, what's next? And, you have to go to the eye doctor every year because the one medicine can cause blindness. And, is that going to be next? And,
Right.
it's just, It's just sometimes it's a little hard, but for the most part, I'll just go scream, or you know, my son will say something goofy, or
Nice.
and that helps.
No, I like the baking thing. I do. Kendra, you have that in common with her, right? I mean, you like to cook, or you like to find foods that are nice. I mean, that's
I
something I
do
remember.
cook, but I
Yeah,
rather eat.
you rather eat. Okay, all right,
Yeah, not cook.
all right, okay.
Yeah.
So, what, Kendra? What are some really feel-good foods that you like when you want to get a smile on your face? I mean, you and I have talked a little bit about some of the things when I had you on last, but
Yeah.
for me, I've got some vices, as I call them, my food vices, and
Mhm.
so drop a comment if you guys have these as vices too. But for me, it's not necessarily in this order, but it's pizza, ice
Mhm.
cream, donuts. Did I already say ice cream?
Right.
Right. Yeah. And I've got some others too, like even burgers and things like that. But I've for the 2 years I've been on a low carb diet. I don't necessarily call it keto because I prefer low carb. And so when I cheat, sometimes I'll go to ice cream, or maybe pizza, but those are my vices. So it's hard for me to eat one donut. That's why I try to stay away
Yeah.
from cheating on donuts, because I'll eat the whole
Mhm.
freaking dozen.
Right.
What do you eat, Kendra?
Oh wow. What do I eat? I like a lot. I'm just a pig. I like everything. I'm not specific, but if you ask me like what's like my favorite, I love hot wings. I love
Okay,
crab legs and crawfish. Those are like
nice.
my top three.
Yeah, that's a good list.
Yeah.
I still need to actually taste some
Yes.
authentic crawfish,
Yes.
but I love
Hmm.
seafood. I really do. I love seafood. All right. So
Hmm.
Nina says, so happy to hear about your family and son. I keep drawing my 9-year-old. Drawing my 9-year-old made me of a ninja Lupus warrior and her sword next to my bed and gives me hope every time I look at it.
Aw,
That's awesome.
that
Uh,
is.
the other the other thing I like about Nina is that she actually has some boxing gloves, some real like boxing gloves, and she's had them when I on the show when I had her as my guest, and then I've seen her recently in another post that she posted on Facebook where she was using the boxing gloves. So I love that. So, Iknak, I'm with you on the pizza. All right, I'm not. So I'm not alone on the pizza. All right, and pizza, Chinese food, Rocky Road ice cream. All right, so let's stay on the ice cream for a second. So my favorite ice cream. All right, I've got mint chocolate chip, cookies and cream, and probably Carolines and cream too, because I'm a little nutty. What do you ladies like on ice cream?
I'm not big on
Mm.
ice cream, and then I'm allergic to nuts, so I don't
No
really
nuts.
eat nutty ice cream. And I don't. I mean, if I have ice cream, it'll probably be like strawberry or vanilla, and I don't
All right,
like chocolate, so I'm not big on ice cream.
all right, all right, all right.
Yeah, let me think. What's my go-to snack? I don't even know.
Crawfish.
Yeah, that's not. Oh, don't talk about crawfish. Okay. My go-to snack will probably be like
Mud
hot
bugs.
Cheetos or something. I love hot Cheetos,
Yeah.
even though I should. They're not mud bugs. They are crawfish.
So how come people call them mud bugs? Where did that
Because
start?
they are found in mud.
Oh, all
They're
right, all
also
right.
really good.
Okay. So, earlier in the show, Malika, someone mentioned that they really like the color of your glasses. Was that on
Mhm.
purpose because of lupus or the purple color?
No, I have about 50 pairs of readers because I'm always losing them, and this was the first pair that I saw.
You
All right.
sound like all of my coworkers.
I mean, I really have. I don't even know. I have a bag full of them because I just don't. I don't know. They just end up anywhere but where I need them to be. So, you know. But purple actually has always been my favorite color, anyways, even before.
Even before lupus. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So.
It's my wife's favorite color. You know, of course, it's also royalty, so she's my queen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, I love it. We've got the comments all about ice cream, food, and stuff. So we've got Nick Knack was saying right here that I'm enjoying Cajun shrimp pasta. I
Oh
gotta
yeah,
say, that sounds good.
yeah. Oh god,
Yeah, it
now I
does.
gotta go to the store.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
I love pasta.
Yeah, I do too. And
Goodbye.
you know, I know as carbs, but I do love me some pasta.
So good.
Sam here says I love fried rice. Fried rice is
That's
good.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So, ice cream, soda, chocolate pudding. I don't know, maybe all together, Lisa, or maybe separately. It sounds that sounds good though.
That sounds like a stomach ache.
It does. A lot all at once, huh? So, but seriously, guys, one of the things that I like to talk about is what makes us smile, what makes us, what gives us encouragement and hope. You know, sometimes that is food, and that's okay. You know, you remember, Kendra, when I was saying that you were almost looking at it as like guilty pleasures and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I was saying, you know, if it gives you a smile, then you know,
Mm-hmm.
who's to say that's a bad thing, other than maybe a
Mm-hmm.
dietitian? But I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just
Right.
saying, if it's worth it, if that food, all right, if it actually gives you a smile or gives you some sort of, it lifts you up that day because you had, I don't know, a pounding headache or something. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So food, it could be something that can lift you up and encourage you. Music, you know, one of the things that can also we can do is to remember memories, you know, whether that's from photos or watching videos of a past video of something that made us laugh from family, or just memories maybe when we talk, you know, to family. So you know, I've got a twin brother, and he and I've got tons of memories, you know, and when we were younger, all right, I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, but so he's probably going to get embarrassed if he watches this segment. But when we were younger, as twins, all right, have y'all ever heard that as twins, there are two things that twins do is that they come up with their own language, and they can finish each other's sentences,
Mm-hmm.
and then they feel each other's pain. Well, we checked all those boxes. But anyway, when we were younger, all right, we could look at each other, and we still can now, and just we know what the other person's thinking. We'd laugh, all right, and it's horrible, but we would be in a public place, and this would happen, and my mom, all right, would see us just like knee slapping, laughing, you know, we would just laugh like that, and when I think of those memories, all right, that also gives me a little, you know, gives me positive vibes when I think about those
Mm-hmm.
memories of me and my twin brother laughing like that.
Yeah.
You know? And it embarrassed my mom because we'd find something in a public place and we'd be laughing, you know, and dare I say it, I know it's wrong now, but as a kid you don't know any better. But sometimes we'd find, you know, a person that made us laugh, you know, and I know that's horrible, but we'd look at a person, you know, we think that person looks funny. That's horrible now that I
Yeah.
look back at it, but we were laughing. So, you know, so I guess what I'm trying to say is it's important to have laughter. Yeah, it's important to have memories, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
these are things that can give us encouragement to lift us up because man, life can give us so many bad days, right? We need to
Yeah.
find reasons to rise up.
Mm-hmm.
so,
Yes,
so
we
what
have to.
besides the food, which I love that, by the way, is a way to, Malika, I love that you find food as something that you do to smile. What are some other ways that we can do, guys, to give us encouragement, to give us a little bit better of a day when we're having a bad day? Maybe, you know, whatever it might be. What are some things that you guys that we can talk about now that maybe we haven't talked about before?
Um, I read a lot.
All
Sometimes
right.
it really helps to get lost in a book. Just
Mm-hmm.
just forget everything around you.
I like that.
You know, there's a certain author that I read, and like she actually makes me laugh out loud. I mean, there have been times I've been out in public reading her book, and you know, people are looking at me because I'm laughing out loud like an idiot. And
I love it though. That's
but yeah, I mean, her books are funny, but I mean, sometimes that's just, you know, that or music. I love musicals, and for
nice.
Mother's Day, my son got me the Greatest Showman soundtrack because
Oh
actually,
my gosh, I love that. I love
Oh
that.
yeah.
yes, and he got it on vinyl because I have a
Uh-huh.
record player. So I throw that on and just listen to it. Or Disney,
That's
as old as
awesome.
I am, I also have the Moana soundtrack and the Princess and the Frog. So
Nice. That's a good one too.
yeah, just sing at the top of my lungs, and you know
Yeah.
that helps.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that. Those are excellent ideas.
Do you need a
James,
microphone? I have to have a microphone.
a microphone when you're, yeah, okay, yeah,
You know, I'm loud enough without the microphone.
yeah. So what I love about The Greatest Showman is that they're a bunch of outcasts, and
Yes.
they celebrate it. You know, they unite together and they get encouragement from one another. I think that's
Yeah.
such a great sort of you know, it has a great meaning that you know, anybody who's ever been an outcast can kind of relate to those
Yeah.
people in that movie, and I love that. Like
Yeah.
even the bearded woman, right?
Right. Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like she has this just beautiful voice, and you know, and just a great movie. Honestly, I just love that movie. So it's a great example. Reading a book, watching a movie, musicals are great. Any Hamilton fans in here?
Oh yes, my sister got me hooked on Hamilton.
All right, yeah. Yeah, another play slash movie, because it was on Disney Plus, that has a great meaning. You know, so many great stories within that play for encouragement. You know, I just love the music. My 10-year-old son knows all the words to all the songs. It's so
Oh wow.
he's you know, and
Awesome.
it's awesome. He'll be in the shower and I'll hear him, you know, singing some of these songs, and he'll get all passionate about
Is
one of
that
the
you,
parts where
Malika? You laugh like I do the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Doesn't matter where I am.
right, yeah.
Right. Right.
I do this. James right here says I do the same thing. I sing very loud. The volume makes up for my poor singing skills. Me too. Me too. If I do it really loud, they don't know whether I'm doing a great falsetto or not. You know?
And you sound even better in the shower.
Right? Yeah. I like
Yeah.
to jump rope. That's another good one. So,
Oh, yeah.
what I'm looking forward to is there's what is it called? The Heights. The people who did that did Hamilton are coming out
Yes.
with a new one called The Heights.
Yes.
So I'm excited for that. You know, she even has her own baking business called Goose's Gaudies, named after my nickname, of course.
Goose is goodies. My son's
Goose is
nickname
Goodies.
is Goose.
Okay, all right.
So of course I had to name it after him.
All right. Yeah, and Nina's talking about there's an NF song. NF is a rapper from Gladwin, Michigan, and he has a song called Outcast. So you know, it's relatable, and I like movies, books where they talk about outcast and then they help them, put them in a light where they're overcoming. You know, just really like that. You know, even West Side Story. I know it's a little chingy. I know it.
That's another
I know.
song.
I know it's a little cringeworthy at times, you know, because of the day and the age when it was made, though. Originally, you know, it's I don't know, the snapping and everything,
Yes.
but it's good though. Comedies. Lisa Baxter saying, I love comedy and love to laugh. So comedies are great. Okay, I commonly and in a very comic fashion, I always refer to my ugly mug when I'm doing broadcasts, and I try to make people laugh. You know, I do that for laughs, and so I can do that because it's my face. But laughing is good. I I love comedies. I love to laugh, and my wife and I, we have a different kind of sense of humor. I like absurd humor. Okay, so if you like absurd humor, all right, please comment in the comment section if you like absurd humor. So, Malika, what I mean by that is that, all right, so there's this is it like the Liberty Mutual insurance commercials with the emu?
With the emu.
Yeah, I find that funny. I do. I think it's funny, and I I like absurd humor. Like is it Liberty Mutual? I think it still is, where you have the guy that's on that pier, and it looks like a
Selling the
hot
wet
dog.
teddy bears.
Yes. I think it's still Liberty Mutual, but I may be wrong.
Yeah.
But I laugh so hard when that comes on. And my wife's all, "How is that funny?" All right, not necessarily that voice. Don't tell her I did that voice, but I just find it hilarious, because it's absurd. So anyway, so absurd humor I love.
He jumps behind his wallet.
Yes, right. Or here's another one: is that when it's the unstoppable, it's the laundry the laundry fresheners, unstoppable, and it's like this round sort of container, and it has like these little like granule things that you put in the dryer, right?
Yeah.
And you have this lady that comes on, and then she
starts dancing,
right. And she's all, "Ow," and she's like dancing, And I think it's just so absurd that it's funny to me. And it's another one where I think it's hilarious, but my wife doesn't find it funny. And so we're off on that. But so anyway, I've talked about absurd humor. What kind of humor do you guys like?
Partly absurd, and I think I find humor in things that. And my sister's the same way, that most people probably don't find funny. Like, I don't know if you've seen the movie Collateral with Tom Cruise. It's an older movie.
Right.
It's really not a comedy, but my sister and I went to the theater, and everybody in there was annoyed because all we did was laugh. and spoiler alert if you haven't seen this movie, at the end, Tom Cruise is sitting on a subway with Jamie Foxx, and I can't remember the girl who was with him, but he just kind of slumps over and dies. And I mean, my sister and I lost it.
Just laughed.
Like, just had tears on our faces. And there's
like nobody dies like that.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Looking at us like, why are you laughing? But we literally laughed the entire movie, and we just have that sense of humor. Like,
Candy says you like practical jokes too.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, Johnny says that's because it was because it was funny. Yeah.
And yes, and it was funny to nobody but us. But it was hysterical, and and I find humor and stuff, like I'll watch a movie and I'll be the only one laughing, and I'm like, why is nobody laughing at this? And they're like, it's not funny.
Yeah.
So speaking of Tom Cruise, I really think he's a good actor, and sometimes I think he's overlooked because he's been so good in so many movies. But one role that I found that was not his normal role, and that's why I found it funny. Okay, now there were many things about this movie that I don't know, that I always found funny. But Tropical Thunder. All right, there obviously the one thing I didn't like was the blackface with Robert Downey Jr. But in the movie, if you ever saw it, okay, Tom Cruise plays a role where they put prosthetics on him, and he looks a little overweight, like he has like this big belly, and he dances to music in this movie in a scene. Have you guys seen that? Do you remember that at all?
No,
it's hilarious. All right, so when you're finished with this, YouTube it. I'm sure there's a scene on YouTube. Put Tom Cruise Tropical Thunder dancing scene, and it is hilarious. He doesn't even look like Tom Cruise, and he's dancing in this with prosthetics on and the music and everything. It's hilarious. It's really funny. But anyway, so Tom Cruise in certain situations, I think he can be funny, you know, especially in that Collateral. I remember that scene too, Malika. The unexpected can be funny. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Kendra, what are what's hot right now may not be hot, a little for like I don't know, a year from now. But Kevin Hart is very funny. I think that I've seen him in the shows with Dwayne Johnson, and I think they're funny together. They've got pretty good chemistry. But again, but Kevin Hart isn't everybody's thing. But I think he's funny. He's been in he's been in some funny commercials recently too. What are some comics that you guys find funny? Back in the day, it was always Eddie Murphy, and then it was Chris Rock.
Yeah.
What do you guys find funny as far as comics? I mean, sometimes people don't like the comics that use the vulgarity, and some people like it all cleaned up, that just find it, just humor in general. But, what are some comics that you find funny?
I still like a lot of the old ones, like, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Chris Rock. They're still funny to me.
They are.
And then some of the, Dave Chappelle, I just find to be
he's so funny.
Hilarious.
He is.
He's just, and I think some people find him over the top, but for the most part, I just find him hilarious.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell's funny.
I've heard people say he's not funny, but
oh my gosh, he's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, that's mostly most of the comedians I watch, I think.
All right. Yeah, I like Dave Chappelle as well. I mean, the different skits that he does and the different characters, like when he
said Golden Girls.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we've got some old school here. She says Police Academy. That's a good one. Step Brothers with Will Ferrell. Get Hard. My husband almost ran over Russell Crowe choosing Against the Light. Russell Crowe. Okay. All right.
Russell Crowe.
All right. Choosing Against the Light. All right. I'm not sure what that means. If that's the name of a movie or if you're. But Russell Crowe is a pretty good actor, and I've seen him in many different movies. Clarify that in a bit if you could, Candy. See what you. I'm not sure what you mean by that. So, and then we've got the best movie Will Ferrell is the Lego Movie. That's not a bad statement. I think that's underrated. I think sometimes when you do voiceovers, the acting in many voiceovers can be underrated because you don't see the actual actor.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad statement. I used to watch the Golden Girls with my grandma. She loved them. Very funny. Yeah, very funny. So Carol Burnett, Lisa Baxter says, all right, Living Color. All right.
Yeah, that was great.
That's going back to early 90s, right? Early 90s, mid 90s.
Yeah.
So underrated. So comedy is huge, guys. If we've forgotten one or if we haven't listed one, please drop it in the comments section of a funny movie, something that's made you laugh, maybe a scene in a movie. So books, movies, music, maybe even talking to friends and family, like when you're gathered around for Christmas and you're talking about memories, right? They're like I did with my twin brother. When you talk to family about certain things that happened in the past, memories can bring up, funny things, and it can bring up a lot of encouragement and hope, because when you laugh, it's good for the soul, as she put it. It's also what she said is it brings a distraction. I like this statement, Nina. What do you ladies think? It brings a distraction to.
Definitely.
Yeah. And so that Candy's saying Crossing Against the Light, he was filming in Pittsburgh. Okay. All right. We always have something in filming Pittsburgh, I think is what she's saying. Okay. So we're just being loud like we can get. All right. Being loud is good. All right. Because loud could be a distraction. And,
the two of us are very loud.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
We shouldn't be.
You're right.
Oh yeah.
We tend to
any of the
all right.
movies are so funny.
All right. Okay, Malika and Kendra, speaking of, you just brought up something, even when you shouldn't be. Okay, have you ever been in church and something was said and it caused you to laugh?
Oh,
Oh my gosh,
I
way too
cannot
many
count
times.
how many times my mother has looked at my sister and
Way
been like,
too
I'm
many
gonna
times.
kill you.
And
Yeah,
it's always like
Yes,
somebody's big hat that
right?
you can't see over, or
exactly.
don't let
Yeah.
anyone fall or trip in church because I
Right,
am going to hit the floor laughing.
right, exactly. Yes,
Oh my gosh, church laughter is the best, right?
yes, yes,
Yeah,
it is.
it's
It
it's the
definitely is.
worst, but it's the best. It's
I
so
know,
funny.
exactly. Yeah,
My mom's
yeah.
like, stop laughing.
I'll repent later. Yeah, I'll repent later. But yeah, it's the best. It's the worst and the best
Yeah,
because you know it's wrong, but you can't stop
yeah,
because that's what makes it
yeah.
funny is you shouldn't be
And then
doing it, you know. And
yeah,
Right,
and it's like once you start laughing, you can't stop at all, and it's not
right,
even funny anymore. But you've laughed so much you can't. You just like I gotta keep laughing.
right,
yeah,
right. And then my
Like
mom
if
giving
I'm
the
with
hairy
my cousin
eyeball
or my
just
brother, oh my gosh,
makes it funnier.
it's the
You know,
worst.
it's just like, oh well.
and then because you know each other and you see the facial expression or
You're
they
right.
do
Or
something, you know, and
somebody
it just
singing off key, you're
Oh,
looking like, what
yes,
is
yes,
that?
or
yes,
the way they're singing. Like, how about this? You know, what are these faces? But there's, you
yes,
know, and that
Right.
just makes you laugh, you know, because of the way they look
Yeah.
when they're singing, right? Oh my
Yeah.
definitely.
gosh, yeah. So yeah, church can do that when the person keeps singing for a long time. Yeah,
Oh
right. Yeah,
yes,
yeah. Don't catch
yes,
spirit while I'm at church. I'm gonna laugh.
yes,
All
yes.
right, so Nina, you're right, Nina. This is what our lives should be about. We should be laughing. All right, laughter can help us get distracted. It can help us focus on really good memories and creating good or better memories too when we create laughter. And so that's what I try to do, and that's what I want us to do. Is, you know, much like when we're talking about when family comes together and you've got great memories and you're talking about them. When we come together on this broadcast and I have people dropping comments and talking about these things, we're coming together and bringing support. And isn't it so much better when we feel like we can relate to somebody? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
When someone else like Nina, who has lupus, is talking about how she wears wigs and she's lost her hair as well, and Kendra's gone through that, and other people have gone through different things and they're commenting because they've gone through some hard times. It helps us when we don't feel like we're the only one going through that hard trial. You know, makes me. I know I feel like, man, if I've got someone else who feels this way, I'm not the only one. You know,
Right.
God's chosen to give someone else that same problem. You know, and it just makes me feel like maybe I have an army behind me. You know,
Yeah,
if Kendra and Malika and I have an army behind us, you know,
Mhm.
then we all can have an army behind us, so that we
Yeah.
can move forward. And that's what I want to do. And I'm glad that we all have done that tonight. And I hope that anybody who's listening can feel like they're not alone, you know, because I'll tell you what, in the times of my life where I have felt alone, it's one of the worst feelings ever. And I don't want anybody to feel that way.
Mhm.
So please, if you feel like you're alone, all right, or if you know somebody who feels alone, all right, share this message tonight because we don't want anybody left behind. All right, let's talk about the comedies. Let's talk about the books. Let's talk about the music. Let's talk about the food again. All right, that's going to make me hungry. Never mind. But let's put the smiles on our faces and let's put smiles on everyone else's faces. All right.
Yeah.
So Malika, I'm so thankful that you came on. I'm glad that Candy got us connected. I'm glad that Kendra that you came on. You were a badass co-host tonight. I'm so glad you came on. You're
Thank
always having
you.
such a great smile. Yeah. So I'm gonna let my co-host give some shout outs and tell us a little bit about maybe what you would like everyone else that may be going through lupus or kidney disease and give them a tidbit of encouragement and give some shout outs.
Really? Okay. So I just want to give a shout out to my parents first and foremost. They are awesome. Um, My sorority, Lambda Sigma Sigma Lupus Sorority Incorporated. They're awesome. And for anyone out there that's going through anything, not just lupus or kidney disease, I just want to say keep the faith, keep your head up, no matter what. Always stay strong. Don't let anyone get you down. There's so many. I always say someone's always worse than I am. So I try to keep my focus on just taking care of myself. Um, I enjoyed this show with you guys. I appreciate you having me.
You're welcome. You rocked. All right, and I love your personality. I love your smile.
Thank
I'm
you.
so oh man, I thank you for coming on. And if
Thank
I
you.
may, if you ever want to come back, I may ask you again to come back. Is that all right?
Yeah,
All right, great.
anytime.
Thank you.
Thank
All right,
you.
so I'm going to do the same now for Malika, but have a great evening. Okay, Kendra, peace.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye bye. So, Malika, thank you so much for coming on because you've had a journey and you're still going through a tough journey. And you've got family, you've got your son, you've got people that are supporting you, Candy and other people. Um, Anybody who may be watching this tonight may be inspired by what you're going through and how you keep persevering and you keep going despite your hardship and trial. Um, give a give us spend some time right now shouting out whoever you might want to shout out, and and if you would let anybody else who may be struggling, give them any sort of just small brief bit of encouragement.
Okay. First, well, my mom and my dad and my son definitely, and my sister. I don't know where I would be without them. And um, to anybody who's going through this, I say find someone. Even if they don't have lupus, even if they don't completely understand what you're going through, find someone that you can talk to, that you can text, that you can email or whatever, but don't try to do it alone because it's such a sad place. So just get somebody that you can talk to.
Amen. Amen. Well said. Um, we've got some people chiming in right here saying that you're strong, that they love that you're a survivor, that you're a fighter. Love the comments, Nina. Thank you. And honestly, I love that you're a fighter because I get encouraged by each person that I have on this show. I honestly do. And I almost feel like you guys teach me to be a better person. And I'm so thankful that you came on tonight. And I hope that God continues to bless you and your family.
Thank
You
you.
know, you're a lovely person, and I hope that you, in some way, can continue to feel ways that you can get better. Because it, you know, I'm in awe. I really am, and I'm inspired. So
No,
thanks so
thank
much for
you.
coming on.
No, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right. God bless. All right. Keep smiling as much as you can, and keep connected with Candy. She's a sweetheart, and I love the way
Definitely.
she makes me laugh. She's funny.
Yes.
I bet
Thanks,
you guys have
Candy.
yeah, I know. God bless Candy, man. She's got a great family. Her husband, her daughter, her whole clan is just pretty great. And anyway, thank you so much. All right, my prayers are with you and your family. Keep smiling, keep laughing, keep baking, and I'll keep in touch with you. And if you're interested in being a co-host, I'd love to have you as a co-host sometime as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good evening. Okay.
You too.
Thank you. All right, guys. So I've been extremely uplifted. Her story is amazing. Her whole life has changed. She goes through chronic pain. All right. Her, she has reminders, bits and pieces of a life that she used to have. And now she's finding ways to overcome all that. And she's finding ways to keep smiling. I've been inspired by her. I've been inspired by Kendra. Love her smile. I love her positive vibe. And I'm inspired by Nina. I'm inspired by Candy. I'm inspired by Lisa Baxter. So many people, all right, that have been watching tonight. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate, all right, the positive energy, because even James, all right, from Dadvice TV. Thank you, James, because the singing out loud thing, that comment was great, because when we sing out loud, even if we sound silly, all right, we've got a smile on our face. All right. And Sam, all right, thank you for watching and your comments. A lot of them I didn't get to, and I apologize if I didn't. Your comments are I appreciate your comments. And if you haven't already subscribed to Sam's channel, Mr. Kidney, please subscribe to his channel. He's a kidney transplant recipient who's now advocating, and he's got a great story all himself. I love and appreciate this guy. He's been a co-host on the Warriors Quest show, and he has his own channel. So please subscribe to his channel. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Urban Health Outreach Media YouTube channel, as well as my own YouTube channel, Jared A. Brown with the Warriors Quest show YouTube channel. You guys, I appreciate your support for helping me spotlight a chronic disease warrior every single week, for giving encouragement and hope so that we can help make sure other people don't feel alone, because I never want that. I never want anybody to feel alone. I felt it. I've had bouts of depression. All right. I still battle with depression. I battle with anxiety. And I know that it's never, ever, fun. It's never going to be something that someone's going to enjoy. And in those deepest, darkest nights when you feel alone, we've got to find ways to overcome. We've got to find ways to rise up. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to continue to do for all of these warriors that are struggling. And so I appreciate that you help me do that on a weekly basis. So please know that I appreciate everyone. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. All right, man. Thank you. You're welcome, man. Thank you for watching it. You all inspire me, and I'm so excited to continue to do this. So if you know anybody else who has a great story, has a story of overcoming, a story of rising up, a story that can give hope, please direct message me, and I'd love to have you on the show as well. All right. Peace, you guys. I'm out. I'm going to find that outro. I know I've created it. I've got to find it. Oh, yeah. Hey, I don't know why I didn't do this. All right. Thank you, guys. All right. There's the confetti celebratory, because we had a great VIP guest and a great co-host. All right. So I'm going to find that outro, and please share that. All right. Smash it. Smash that share button, and let's get this out there to the masses. All right. Peace. I'm out. Here we go. Where is it at? Here we go.
Brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Cody's brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. Cody's brothers, my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta ride or die.